With the passage of LB 303 in the unicameral this year came the creation of a school financing review committee tasked with reviewing and making recommendations to the state's school funding formula called TIOSA. They met for the first time today, and 1011's Darsha Dodge was there to speak with the commissioners afterward. Darsha, what are they hoping to accomplish?
Well, Madison, the bulk of today's meeting was spent doing introductions, reviewing their purpose, and establishing some operating policies. Now, they also briefly covered Nebraska's history of school finance dating back to the first commission in the late 80s. Nebraska's school funding formula, the Tax Equity and Educational Opportunities Support Act, has provided for K-12 education since its implementation in 1990. TIOSA sets funding for the state's more than 200 school districts by subtracting the student cost, the need, from resources like property taxes. That creates a continual push-pull between reliance on local taxpayers and the state's finances. Seward Senator Jana Hughes, who introduced LB 303, which created the commission, agreed with Chair Brian Maher that it's time to, quote, re-engage on the topic.
And I feel like we wouldn't be in the situation we're at right now with such a huge reliance on property tax if something like this would have existed the last 15 years, because this group could have made recommendations saying, hey, maybe we need to drop the LER or change valuations within the formula, things like that.
Hughes adding it'll be interesting to see where the commission focuses.
Personally, I really would like to see levies closer together. That just in my district, I have varying degrees of levies, and when you've got grounds side by side that are so different, that causes a rift. And so I would like to move toward that too.
Commission Chair Brian Maher adding no one wants to balance the budget on the backs of K-12 schools, but solidifying a relationship with the state has to be part of the conversation.
How do we also maintain local control so that local school districts, local school boards, locally elected officials can have some say in how those property taxes are determined locally?
Maher adding the commission is going to meet more than their minimum quarterly requirement because of the sense of urgency. Their first report is due to the legislature December 1st.